Hey guys, Rob Hilton here from AG Secure Barrie doing this video today. It's the last one on our series about terminating tenancies. As a property manager, we probably do upwards, I would say, of about 40-50 unit showings in any given week. We'll come in on a Monday morning, have upwards of 120, 130 emails from people looking for rental units. And one of the things we hear all the time is, I got an email from my landlord telling me I'm being evicted. I got a written notice on my door in the form of a letter that's telling me I'm being evicted, or I have to move out of my property, or they're putting up the house for sale, so I have to move out. So I want to be very, very clear. If ever you believe that you are need to evict a tenant for a reason, do the proper paperwork, consult with the proper people, whether it be property managers, paralegals, lawyers. Make sure you get the information necessary to deal with it properly. If you're a tenant and you feel you're not getting the proper paperwork, you should be keeping your documentation and making sure that you're comfortable before you do anything. And you should also seek out legal advice if you have some concerns. So as I've talked about, in the province of Ontario, termination notices are actually controlled by the government. They are all on their website. You can find them all there, and you should be accessing those and filling those out properly and following the rules to terminate a tenancy. Misconception is that a simple email, a simple letter as an owner is legally enforceable. Reality is we operate under the Residential Tenancy Act, and under the Residential Tenancy Act, the only persons that can terminate a tenancy, or the only groups that can terminate a tenancy, are through agreement by the landlord and tenant, by proper notice by the tenant, or through an order executed by the landlord-tenant board. Now, you can give a notice, your tenant can comply with that notice, and that's basically an agreement between the two parties. But if a tenant has a disagreement with the notice that you've given, they do have a right to argue it, and they get the right to argue that in front of the landlord-tenant board and identify why they believe that the notices that you've given are not correct. And then an adjudicator determines the legitimacy of the notice, the legitimacy of the tenancy termination, and will give you a legally enforceable order. But just because you want to move yourself into the property, you want to put the property up for sale, sending a tenant an email that says you must move out by arbitrarily March 31st because this is what I'm doing, unfortunately, that is not legal notice, and in the province of Ontario, it's not enforceable. And God forbid if you had made the mistake of going to the property on April the 1st, changing the locks, you could be liable for some very serious offenses under the Residential Tenancy Act. As tenants, your forms should be very clear notices of termination. They should be on government documents. And when you receive them, they're very serious. You should have a conversation with your landlord at that time and discuss what your situation is, what the possibilities are, and try and come up with an amicable way to either move the tenancy forward if it was for non-payment of rent or something, or if it's because of an N12, they're moving in, maybe advise them, hey, great, I'm going to start looking for a new place. I'm going to use you as a reference. Are you good with that? Thank you very much. I will give you as much notice as I can, but if I have to find something quick, I know I can give as little as 10. Does that work? Yeah, keep the lines of communication open. I find that things work a lot better when you're working together than when you're working against each other. I do understand also as a tenant, being asked or forced out of your residence is not a pleasant experience. I don't think as a landlord it's a pleasant experience to have to execute it as well. So pay attention, make sure you're using the proper forms, and if you have any questions or any concerns, please, please, please talk to the legal experts. They're the ones that will put you in the right direction. They're the ones that will prevent you from making a mistake, and also make sure that if someone is taking advantage of a situation, that they've got you covered as well. Hope that helps people out. I understand terminating tenancies is never fun, but hopefully through this series you've learned a lot, and I'm looking forward to talking to you in the next one. Take care, folks. Have a great day.